For a question that says whether NDC has a bearing, it will be citizens that you ask. I'm a member of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, so whatever I say, it will be seen as biased. But the thing is that if you go out in the space today, ask what's being spoken about. Is it not NDC and NDC's candidates? So that tells you everything that you need to know. One of the things that you have to understand is that when you see, especially in Nigeria, where the opposition, where the so-called ruling party is concentrated on either one candidate or candidates or party, that tells you everything that is out there. But most importantly, I think this is not even about parties. This is about Nigerians and the fact that we all need to stand up and ensure that nobody takes this country for granted. And so every one of us, this is not the time to stay on the fence. Oh, I'm not doing politics. Politics is doing you anyways. And if you look at all the things that we have out there, this is the time for everybody to say, look, we as a people, we are the opposition. We will do opposition and we will ensure that it is who we vote for that gets to go in there. And let me repeat what I've said all this while. 2027 election is going to be war. We are fighting for our lives and we are fighting for the soul of Nigeria. And nobody should think anything otherwise. And it's also a day that, we should come out and say, if anything happens, a day that whether protest or whether occupy or whether revolution, that is the day indeed that is supposed to happen, because nobody is going home anyway. So after we finish voting, we must ensure that we are escorting all those our votes, from the polling unit. We are going down to the ward collation center, to the local government collation center, state collation center, and if we have to trek from our different states to come to Abuja and ensure that what we voted are put in, that's what we're going to do. You're welcome.
Ma, what's your message to Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
I don't have any message for Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the former governor of Lagos State. What message do I have for him? Nothing.
Election day, January 16th. Unfortunately, Nigerians have a dangerous job, or a job to fire a person we never hired. So even if he does not resign voluntarily, by 2027, January 16th, which happens to be my birthday, Nigerians will come together and fire this structure of criminality that we call a government. But beyond that, the question is, for how long will we continue in these shenanigans, APC? Una no dey tire. Let us make certain things very clear. Nigeria will not and can never be a one-party state. Secondly, in 2027, Tinubu will not run unopposed. People will be on the ballot. Peter Gregory Obi will be on the ballot as presidential candidate, and other persons will run to fill up seats from governor to Senate to State House of Assembly, including my persons in Ogojayala, who I am also running to represent and give proper representation. What the main advice we'll have to give these persons in power today is to say, look, whether you achieve Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president today and APC, you have to have a country for you to be a leader. Do not be so desperate to take power that you end up destroying a country, because you may end up with power and then lose the entire country. Nigeria is at the precipice. Nigeria is in dire straits. We must ensure that we do not take actions that deliberately destroy the fabric of this country. In 2027, if you have done well as a political party, you should not be afraid of free and fair elections. Nobody who should claim that you have done bold reforms, you have brought renewed hopelessness, you have a mandate that upon which people are collapsing and all of that, should be afraid of opposition parties. The judiciary must rise up and know that this country, if it collapses on all of us. And as stakeholders, we must ensure that Nigeria must do well. So for all Nigerians and persons supporters of the NDC and well-meaning Nigerians, please go out, continue to get your voters card. Refuse to be discouraged. Nigeria is worth our time. Every stone they throw at us, we will overcome, because that is the stone we will use to put together and build the Nigeria that we all deserve. Nigerians, we know they do party. We are doing persons. NDC happens to be a vehicle at this point that is viable for rescue of Nigeria. In 2027, it is not APC versus NDC or ADC. It is a failed political class called APC against more than 200 million victims of unfortunate and evil leadership. Victims of terrorism, the more than 130 million persons who are extremely and multidimensionally poor. Persons who are in the hospital today or who are in the forest today, whose family members are there because we have a commander-in-chief that is having terrorists run sub-governmental levels under a major government. So in 2027, it is not about NDC and APC. It is APC against Nigerians who want to rescue themselves. So NDC happens to be their platform, and the people will prevail. Go and get your PVCs. Get ready to vote. Vote, we will defend our vote, because this is it. This is it. So in 2027, We will not be a one-party state. Tinubu will not run unopposed. We are going to have our option. Peter Obi will be on the ballot, and every other candidate in the NDC. Nigerians refuse to be discouraged. And Peter for Nigeria.
For life.
Go and get your
For life.
PVC. Very important.
What is the message for? The message for Bola Ahmed Tinubu is clear. Nigeria would never be a one-party state. In 2027, you will not run unopposed. We will have an option, and you will conduct an election that will send you out of the presidential villa. And remember that for you to be leader, you must have a country. Do not be so desperate to take power and lose the country.
Exactly.